Hello, everybody. I am Alex Sarraf. I am your radio show host. I am also the one that is going to animate this podcast, Testimonies of Life. I was a psychology teacher at CEGEP at college for more than 20 years. I have the bachelor's degree in psychology and the master's degree in educational psychology. I am also the author of a psychology book in French, Psychology to Appreciate the Human Being. It was published at the Béliveau Éditeur and in September 2017. Testimonies of Life, actually, it's the first podcast because it's a French, actually, radio show, Témoignage de Vie, that is on the radio for the next few years on CJMD 96.6 FM. It's in the city of Lévis, which is close to Quebec City. And it's also on Radio Webfrey, radio-webfrey.com. So you're listening today to radio-webfrey.com. And today I'm going to have a guest, a special guest, actually. His name is Dave March. Hi, how are you?
Hello, you're doing good.
Good. So Dave March, he was a guest on my radio show, my podcast in French, Testimonies of Life, which was called actually Témoignage de Vie. So I thought it would be interesting to do the podcast in English because it will be on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Alex Sarraf, author, I lecturer, and also radio show host. Alex Sarraf, auteur-animateur de radio-Conférencier, on LinkedIn and also on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, Alex Sarraf écrivain, Alex Sarraf writer. In French, it's Alex Sarraf écrivain, and I am also on LinkedIn. And my email is Alex Sarraf, ALEXSARRAF 341 at gmail.com. I usually speak French, but I'm perfectly bilingual, so I wanted to do the podcast. And I wanted actually to have a guest that is in the industry, the adult industry. And I searched for a year. A lot of people, some people said no. And Dave March was so kind to accept my invitation. And we're going to talk about the industry. So you have been a porn star for how many years now?
Um, for 4 years now, yeah.
Yeah, 4 years. And you're also a producer of adult films, right?
Yes, I am, right.
How
Since
long?
last year.
Since last year.
Yeah.
So, what is the name of the production company for the adult films that you produce?
My adult production company's name is Lady Xbox Productions.
Yes. So,
Uh, it's a company that I founded with my current girlfriend, Lily Coccinelle.
yes.
Um, we started up as doing our own content from nothing, and we tried to distribute and have our website and everything. However, we found out that content distribution is quite a hard game and not really for us. So at some point we approached different clients, different business clients. And right now our current business client is Pegas Production. So
Yes.
we're kind of a subcontractor for them. We make the content for them, and they take care of like the distribution part.
Yes. And I did see the website, Ladies Box. It's LADYXBUGS.com, right?
Yeah.
So I saw it. You have many porn stars that are on that website. So you did how many films in total did you do for Pegas Production? Because when I went on hotmovies.com, I saw 51 movies, but I think you did more than 51 movies, right?
As an actor, yeah, I did
Yes.
more. I did more
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So let's start from the beginning. How did it come? Like, I know that when we did the interview in French, you said it started when it was the beginning of the pandemic that you sent your videos, right? How did that come about to be with
Yeah,
Pegas Production as an actor,
just
porn
before
actor?
the pandemic, I wanted to get a foot in the industry. However, as a guy, if you don't have any background or you know nobody or whatever, uh, it's virtually impossible to get in the industry. You're not being taken ser you won't be taken seriously by the companies and everything. And also, don't ask for guys to get you into the industry. That's never gonna help because they don't want to lose their lunch, let's say.
They don't want to lose their job. They're not
Yeah,
going to help you out as a
yeah.
buddy. For
So
that, I
you're
understand.
for a guy getting into the streets, it's a hard game.
It
So
is.
I started by producing myself content, and
Yes,
I
your own
think
content.
OnlyFans was still in its infancy, but it wasn't for OnlyFans or anything. I didn't even know OnlyFans at that time. But it was more like, okay, gonna try my hand. So I found some contacts uh, of some porn star girls
Yes,
model
yes.
that work for in Quebec
Porn
around
actresses.
here,
Yeah.
porn actresses, yeah.
Yes.
And I did some scenes with two or three of them, and it was scenes I paid for and made myself, filmed with a cameraman, everything. I tried my best to do it more professionally with nothing. Like I basically like learned everything, the whole creation process and the filming process from scratch. I I learned a lot. Like this taught me a lot. Um, but also as the actor too, it taught me a lot. So yeah, I did like maybe 3, 4 videos like that.
And
Uh,
you sent the videos to Pegasus Production, right?
Not initially.
Okay.
Initially, I did those videos. One of the actresses that I did these videos, she had the contact. She gave me the contact of uh, the Pegasus Productions owner,
Yes.
the CEO, Nicolas.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with him and said, "Yeah, I'm the new actor, blah blah blah." And I think I might have sent him one or two of my scenes just as an examples, and said, "Oh, okay, you're good. Let's try you out." And they gave me my chance, and it went well, and they gave me a second one and a third one, and so on. So
It's
so
wonderful.
I went for a whole 2 years of shooting with them regularly.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you've been with them for like 4 years or about almost 5 years? How many years has it been now?
Uh, I've shot many of my most of my content was throughout um 20, 2022 and 2023. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
In 2024, I was more a bit I was less taken because there's other guys at some point.
Is there, is there a competition between
Yeah,
the porn stars, the male porn stars? Is there a competition? Because like it's a workplace, so there must be some competition, right? Is there?
depends,
It
depends,
depends, right? On the person.
depends. It's all about the casting, you know. Uh, like I I'm friends with some of the guys in the industry,
Yes, of
and
course.
we're not of we I don't feel competition with them because I'm not in the same type of person.
Yeah.
So they are in they are in other casting categories than me. Like I know Ryan Bones well, Alex Duca,
Yes,
and
yes. Yes.
he's like a tall dude with the
He-
muscles and
He's more
everything.
beefy. He's more
Yeah, it's
muscular.
more beefy, so that's not me.
I understand. Yes, Ryan Bones, Alex Luca. He's actually my Facebook friend, so I invited him to the show. But it's like some people. It's difficult also. Not only porn stars, but anybody to talk about their personal life. Not everybody wants to talk for an hour 15 about their life. So I
Mhm.
respect that. But he does porn movies with girls and with guys. You do it only with girls, the porn movies. And I want to know, like, so when did the production, the as a producer, when did that start? That started 2 years ago?
It started in 2024. actually.
Okay.
I was a bit I was put aside as an actor, so I was like, okay, what do I do now? Oh, might as well go back on making my own content. And at that point, I was in couple with Lily, which she's an actress, porn
Yes.
actress too. So we said, okay, we might as well try our hand and go back on producing our stuff. So we did maybe like eight videos for our own. Some of them we sold them. We sold the licenses to either Pegas or AD4X, either
Okay.
or at that point. So they are currently on those sites as well as mine. So those eight first scenes for the Lady Xbox Productions. But
Yes.
after that, we said, yeah, distribution is a pain, and yeah, just selling a distribution license is it's not gonna bring us to much revenue. So that's why I approached Nicola again. I say, yeah, now I have my company, I can produce. You can see that what I've done. So do you want me to make you exclusive like shoots for you, like exclusive content? And now we have a good working relationship, uh, um, and we're basically their subcontractor right now. So
Yeah. So how many in your production companies, in your production company, with your girlfriend Lily Coccinelle, how many actors do you have on your like productions company on your own?
our actors.
Yes.
Uh, for boys, I maybe seven of them.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh, I only saw your name on the website, but I didn't see the other one.
Let me
Oh,
let me check. I have the list. How
oh my
many do
God,
I
that's
have?
wonderful.
Uh, yeah, maybe seven of them are active because people
But are there
some
with Pegasus Production also?
yeah, it's the same. We basically since we're their subcontractor, we it's the it's the it's the list of actors. Like they told us, oh, we want to have this actress with this guy. Okay, we'll make it happen.
So how does that work? Like you propose to the female actress and the male actress if they want to have the scene with one another. Do they meet beforehand? Do does it go just they're on the set and it happens? How does it work usually?
um, with us, we introduce a really try to be like the less the more friction-free process. So
Yes.
um, like back in the day when it wasn't us that were shooting, it was like for the guys, it was often we either didn't know with whom we were shooting. So I was coming on set and I had most of the time no idea who the person I would shoot was. I had no contact with them, and oftentimes even they would tell me the name beforehand, but there was a last minute change. I would come here and I had no idea. Uh, I don't know for the girls if it was like that, mm, but for the guys it was like that. Our way of working is that once we do our booking with our actress and actors, we put them in a we put ourselves and them in a group conversation so everybody can
Wonderful.
talk, but also they can look up the person or I don't know, talk with them privately if they want. Uh, of course, in always in a professional manner. Um, Anyone that is caught harassing or doing something that goes beyond is gonna
Of
be
course.
let out
Let's
and
go.
let go. We have really high standards for that. So,
Of
uh,
course.
but yeah, so they if they want they can get to know each other a little bit before on another person. And if there's a change, if like I don't know, the actress was not feeling well and we have to change, everybody's aware of the change and we make sure that are you okay with that? Yes, you know, we don't want people to come on set and like, who is that person? Like didn't told me I was shooting with them, and then it's like, no, 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 we don't want any any problems.
Of course, I understand. Of course. So, is it an industry that's difficult, like to is it like stressful, like that because the male, first of all, the male porn actors are paid less than women, right? It's everybody says that. Is it a
Yeah,
big difference? Not that I don't want to know how much, but is it a big difference or is it just like not that bad, like a difference?
half the pay of
Half
a
the pay. Oh my God.
actress. Yeah,
So and okay, and remember when we did we did it in French, the podcast, Témoignages de vie, Testimonies of Life. You said there's like a list. So it depends which acts are done by the man or the woman, or basically the woman that is paid more, right? Is that
the
it?
women are paid more for
Okay, then.
certain things that they can do if they want extra.
Okay.
Uh, it's not um, it's not compulsory, of course, but and it's for some of those extras, it's being established in advance with them that okay,
Mm.
you're gonna do anal on this thing. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, you're
So I
good.
guess anal is more does more than the
Yeah,
other sex
but
acts, of course.
it's only the actress that get the extra.
That's that is of course I understand. And it depends how many partners she has in on the set, right? If
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has more partners, it's more
There's an extra
expensive.
for more partners. There's extra for anal. There's extra for DP. There's
Equal
all
double
those little
penetration,
extra.
of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So
For the guys, there's it's pretty much a flat rate all the time.
yes. So did you always want it as a teenager, as a now you're in your 30s or you beginning of your 30s? In your 20s, in beginning of your 20s, did you want to enter that kind of industry, the porn industry, the X-rated industry, adult industry?
Well,
Did you want that, or how did it? When was the first time that you thought that it would be maybe a thing that you would want to do?
well, I've been looking at porn since my early adulthood,
Of
and
course,
I often fantasize about this. Ah, yeah, but like everybody else, but nothing serious, and especially you read like okay, like it's not all it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot of to it. So so I didn't have the guts to follow through. I was like, oh, whatever. I was just going doing my own stuff, my own life. But near my 30s, I met some people in my life, some friends, and yeah, and some stuff happened around. Some people saw my dick. I said, "Oh, should do porn, man."
when you have the equipment, that's what they would.
Yeah,
Of
you
course,
should do porn, man.
of course, that's what
You have the equipment for
you have
that.
the equipment for that. So that's what they, I understand. So you did the podcast Le Monde de Tangerine, the Tangerine Dream. She was a porn actress. She did many movies, and she did a movie also with Rocco Siffredi, the
Mhm,
porn actor that is really well known. So you did that podcast with your ex-girlfriend. At the time, she was your girlfriend, Alexa Reed. And
mhm.
she's with your ladies bugs also because I saw in the porn in your website. Sorry, in
Yeah,
your website.
we hired her a few times. Uh,
Wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
So, and then what would be your advice if somebody wanted to get into that industry, the adult industry? What kind of advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
First thing, think about it twice, and after
Really?
thinking about it twice, think about it a third time. Just be sure. If
Be-
you're because especially if you're in Quebec, it's gonna be a sideline. You never you're not gonna be able uh, to have that as your only revenue. Uh, some there's some people in here that do manage to make it their only stream of revenue, but they are really rare. And that's because they do everything. Like, and some people that they start off here and they move to Europe or the States after, and now they can make a living on that. But yeah, so think about it twice because this is going to be a sideline. So your day job should be okay with that, or at least if if it gets known, it shouldn't make that much of an impact with your day job. At least think about it. So if you're working with kids or in schools or stuff like that, or if you're the PR person for a company, like the face of a business, I wouldn't recommend it. That's a bit too risky.
Yeah, because once it's out there, so you can't take it back. That's the thing, because you're signing like the rights, to the movie as an
Mhm.
actor. So
Yeah,
think it once, twice, and even three times, as you said, because it's like, don't quit your day job because it's a sideline, and you would want to do it, but then you have to think that it's out there, and when you do the movies, like the scenes, it can be on any website also. You can't take it back.
it's
That's
going
it.
everywhere. It's
It's
going
going anyway.
everywhere.
It's going viral. So that's what they said.
Th- There, once the content is shut, the distribution, they want to make their money, so they're gonna try every possible avenue to make their money. So just assume it's gonna get everywhere after. That's how it is.
Of course. So what about OnlyFans? When did you start doing it?
I opened my OnlyFans in 2023 or 22. I was still with my ex. I forgot the time I
Alex Sarraf,
opened.
yeah, your
Yeah,
ex-girlfriend.
yeah. So yeah, I opened my OF at that time.
Yes.
Um, but I think I was on and off on it in that period. But now I'm more like on it. Like these days, I'm really like working a lot. My OF.
And you have a private OF OnlyFans account, and your girlfriend Lily Coxine has her own, or you guys have a one that is
We
together?
have three. We have three. I
Okay.
have one,
Okay.
Dave March, that is centered around me
Yes.
and what I have to offer as attribute. So it usually is me with my attribute on many girls. So
And you
that's
bring the girls are coming on at your place for your OnlyFans when it's videotaped, right?
yeah, it's a
That's
scene
it.
where we're shot,
Okay.
and they're pro shot. I have the equipment, I have everything, and the expertise. So they are
Of course.
quite nice. The scenes I'm shooting for my OF. Lily's has her OnlyFans too, centered out around her.
Yes.
Um, and she has a variety of content, including many videos with me.
Yes.
And there's other guys too, and there's many girls on on that side.
Yes.
And we have also a couples OnlyFans
Wonderful.
that is Lily and Dave,
Yes.
and it's basically all our content together. So we're trying to cater to everyone.
Of course. So I heard somebody told me, a friend of mine said, I never went on OnlyFans. I don't, it's a wonderful thing to have and to people to go on it. It's wonderful. I say to people, go on it, but I never did. It's like each person pays like $10 a month to see the person, to be like a member for the OnlyFans. Is that it?
It depends.
It depends.
Every creator has their own ways of working on with OnlyFans. Yeah, the subscription price is it's a minimum of $3. So everybody has their price, and some people you subscribe and you get all the content for free. Some of them you pay less to enter, but they sell you like videos. Like you need to buy the videos one each time.
Okay, I
And
understand.
there's also like some OF that are completely free, but the videos are you need to buy the videos too. But usually those ones are the videos are highly priced on these ones.
Of
So
course.
usually what I've seen is like free OF, the videos are like more expensive. And with a cheap sub, you have videos that are you have to pay but are less expensive, and a higher like a sub price, like around like $25 and more, usually are reserved for OF that you have everything on the wall and it's just there. So you don't have to buy videos.
And they can chat with you in private, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Usually uh people they subscribe to my OF to chat with me,
Yes.
or subscribe to Lily's OF to chat with her. Uh, Nobody's really subscribing to Lily and Dave to chat with either of us. I think the people go there just to see the content and that's it. So
So, where, which year did OnlyFans come about? It was like 10 years ago. How many years ago has it been? Because Facebook was in 2004, YouTube was 2005. So OnlyFans must have been like maybe 10, 15 years ago that it exists. So,
I it really took off through the pandemic
yeah, that's what I thought. The
because
pandemic, yeah,
yeah, pandemic really like made it to take off because
yes.
all the sex worker went in there while everybody was stuck at home. So it kind of took off, and now it's been a household name since. So
And there's a woman, her name is Hélène Boudreau, and she like became, I think, she made a lot of money on being on OnlyFans. She's the one actually who was an undergraduate student. She did her bachelor's degree, I think, in communication or something at University of Quebec, in the month of Montreal. And then she went to OnlyFans, and she's a porn star now. So she made a lot of money actually, but she said she lost the money. She's the ex-girlfriend of actually the porn star international that came from Quebec, from Quebec, the province, Jesse Jones. Don't. So, what about Pornhub? You guys are you on Pornhub or not?
I have a profile, but I haven't posted much on it. I haven't
Okay,
had time. Um,
and that doesn't bring money, right? Does it bring? It brings a little bit, right?
Brings a little bit.
Okay.
Uh, it's always a it's a revenue share, so it's always a few cents per thousands of views, I guess. I forgot the that's something you can look up, and it's but yeah, you, it's just that I have a limited time to run my business, and
And
to
because
post on
you have
Pornhub
another
is yet
job, we won't say what your day job is, but you have another, you do other things too.
yes,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing. It's true.
yes.
So it does take a lot of your
So with
time.
the amount of time I can dedicate to my own business, I have to focus on really what matters because if I stretch myself too thin, I'm not gonna be able to accomplish anything. So that's why like okay, just taking care of our OnlyFans and everything, plus the production for Pegas is quite enough. I unless I can clone myself, I'm not gonna start
But
like doing all this stuff everywhere.
did you ever think going like international, like to browsers or to other companies? Did you ever think going international, like to the States? Do you have plans for that? What did you think?
Right now, I have no plans.
Yeah.
However, depending on the opportunities, I might. Um, um, we'll see. I'm never saying no.
Of course. Never say never. You don't know. So, what about when you have your own production company? It is a risk as any business, right? How did you take that risk? Did you feel that it would be okay? Like, did you calculate the risk? Were you like septic? You said maybe not everybody that wants to go to have their own production company to have their own business because it does take a risk, right?
It's a
You did,
calculated risk,
yeah.
uh, and it requires. it required some investment,
Of course, it requires
but
yeah, investment, of course.
um, I didn't go too far. Uh, like I've seen some people that tried their hand and they they put too much money and they couldn't make their money back. So me, I kind of went iteratively. I started small, really small. I bought like a $300 camcorder out of Best Buy, and like the lights were just like some lights fixtures I bought at Home Depot, and it's like really cheap, really small. And then okay, at some point I upgraded my gear and everything, and at some point we're shooting with iPhones because it was a better quality, but everybody has an iPhone, so I have to buy a camera. It was better than the little scrappy camcorder I had. And like recently, like since we took the contract with Pegas, it's I invested in buying an actual like good movie camera with a
Yeah.
good lens and everything, and a proper like I'd already half of a kit, a light kit, but I invested more in the light kit and everything so that the quality would be on par with my clients' expectations. But yeah.
Understand. And of course, Pegas Productions, it's a wonderful production company as your own, as ladies Bugs also. It's like the productions company, they're really quality movies, you know what I mean? It's like really, and there's a lot of actors that are doing a lot of scenes, and it's well-known names also.
Mm.
So, and the thing is that um what I wanted to ask you is, hold on a second. Okay. That's what I wanted to ask you for. Like, the movies are distributed like you guys. What about the uh, does pro, Vegas Production does it still produce DVDs? I think it doesn't, right? They have their own website.
I don't know if they actually still make DVDs,
I don't think they
but
do. The time they did.
but I know they still package some of their scenes as a kind of movie format package.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that's because the TV station they want it that way, or maybe some network sites like because sometimes they can have an agreement with another site and have their content there. So I'm not really privy to the details, but I know like sometimes they do like pa package 3 or 4 scenes in one DVD, quote unquote. But
Of
I
course.
never saw. I personally never saw a physical DVD.
Yeah, it's been many years they did the DVDs before. They did. So, what about the scenes? Because I asked you that in when we did the podcast in French, Témoignages de vie, Testimonies of Life, for like because some you see the actors and the actress at Pegas Production, let's say, and some scenes with the same male actor, same male actor, porn actor, and the same female actress. Some scenes are with a condom, and some scenes are without a condom. How does that go? How does that like it? Who like? I guess the production company proposes, and the person has.
It's
How does that negotiate?
it's always up to the malls uh, to do it if they feel okay to do it without a
Okay,
condom.
it's the actor and the actress that said yes or no.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
offered you want with or without, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Usually there's there's a little extra pay for when it's shot bareback.
Really, without a condom? Oh my God,
Yeah,
I didn't know
there
that.
we pay a little bit more for that,
Of course.
uh, because going for your test costs a little money. So at least it covers your test, or at least a part of part of the cost of your test at least.
Yeah, for
But yeah,
STDs, of
yeah.
course.
but our pretty much want all our models to be tested regularly.
Of
Uh,
course.
and yeah, there's some models that still want to do with condoms, even though but we respect that. It's not a problem.
Of course.
Uh, and they have their reason. Could be because their boyfriend doesn't want it. It's a
Of
limit that
course.
couples set. It's completely reasonable. Uh, or maybe they don't have a contract, they don't take contraception, and they want to be sure. That's completely fine. It's any reason like is fine. So it's always up to them. Um, it's
Of
not.
course.
Yeah.
It depends on the persons, on the choice, and everybody. They have to give their consent for sure.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. There's
It's
100% concerned. They have to sign the contract for sure.
but
So,
usually those details are worked out before we
of
get
course
on
they
set.
are.
We
Of course
know
they are.
we know beforehand. Okay, the one with condoms is going to be with condoms. It's known in advance. Because also we need to make sure with the male talent it's okay, because there's some guys. It's not because they hate that. It's just they don't perform really well with a condom. So that sometimes can influence the choice of the guy we're gonna put her with. There's some guys that say we know like yeah, uh, he's not really good with it, so but that's not because they don't want to. It's just want to get a better out of everybody. So
Of course. And how many hours let's say for one scene, does it really take many hours to do one scene? Because when you see the scene, it's like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, could be 10 minutes, but it takes hours to do that, right? Let's say how many hours does it take for like a scene of 10 minutes, let's say?
at our usual shoots, they starts from 10 a.m. and we finish around 3 p.m. or 4 p.m.
Oh
Usually
my
4 p.m.
God.
But no, we're not fucking all the time. Like there's way more than that. The actual part where there's sex is like it's it's really small compared to the all the rest of the time, because you know the female the actress needs to be uh do have her makeup done, uh, you know that's the kind of first thing that happens when we start makeup for the actress,
Of
then
course.
photo shoot for the actress. Most of the pictures are of the actress alone anyways. um then the guy comes in. The guy comes in later because we don't need him all the time.
Of course.
And some picture we get some picture of both of them together, and then we do some promotional like videos and stuff like that. Then we film the non-sexual part of the movie, usually the introduction and everything,
Yeah.
and then we kind of have a little break. We read we have them um, read their consent and have that discussion with their with their partner. Make sure that consent for everything will be checked, and it's everything like ear pulling and okay to do it, that anal yes no. It's like we have a whole list of check.
Of
Make sure that
course.
okay, we're compliant and everything is good, and then we start the sex. The sex is usually an hour. We
Oh,
we
really?
shoot
Okay, it's an
we
hour.
shoot about 1 hour of that. So
Of course. But of course, it's an hour and it gives a scene, so it's good. It's not,
yeah,
it's not many hours. What
yeah.
about
So
I,
maybe not everything is not going make the cut when you see the final of the
version?
scene, because
Yeah.
usually it's a 25 minutes ish scene
Yes.
that you see as a result.
Yes.
So I guess they usually keep the best parts and they leave out the parts that are a bit less. So that's why we're shooting a bit more than than needed. But yeah, it's
What about the girls that do the squirting, that I guess they get more money for that, right? Because not all of girls can squirt, but most of them, some of them can. But does it like you it's like I guess it's like not everybody can do it, but sometimes the scene the producer wants that, right? So he's like he's gonna ask if the girl can do that, right?
Yeah, but we are still a very little industry, so there's not a ton of people here.
Of course,
So we kind of try to make it work. We say, okay, that if they ask for it for like, okay, we want a big squirt for this thing, we say, okay, we know the girls that are able to, but
of course.
I mean, those girls they shoot every now and then. They don't shoot on a daily basis like the models in the States. So we try our best. We try our best.
Of course, of course. What about, did you ever like when you talk that you're a porn actor or porn producer, did you ever have people that judge you negatively? I remember on the web I saw somebody had a guy who had a tattoo, and it said on his chest, only God would judge me. And I thought it was wonderful that I don't like to be judged either. I never did porn, but I'm like, like as a person, I don't like people judging me the way that I am, that as my personality and stuff. But it's like people don't like to be judged. Would you ever judge negatively because of the porn industry that you're in?
Some people,
Of course.
yes, some people they have their opinion, and I can tell I don't care about their opinion, honestly.
It doesn't matter what people think, it's true
Like
because it's their perception.
yeah, I'm living my life, and I live it for me and not
Of
for the others.
course.
So
And do you have like okay, so the people that are on your production company, if ever they wanted to do my podcast, let me know. Let me know about it. It will be wonderful to have, because I really I contacted a few people, but it's like it's difficult too because like in I guess to do a podcast like that also because the guys, I mean, like the guys, some of them take the Viagra, some of them take the Trimix, which is the injection. I remember on the podcast of Le Monde de Tangerine, Tangerine Dreams World, you said that you do take like half Viagra just to make sure it's like reassurance and stuff. So I
Mhm.
guess it depends on each person what they want to take in order, because it does have like anxiety. Did you ever have, is it because you have like a bit yourself, a bit of anxiety performance? You just wanted to make sure that it's okay.
Well, it can happen, some anxiety.
Of course.
Um, it's happening less right now, I think, because of the experience.
Of course.
But can happen. We are all human. Stuff happens in our own personal life. Sometimes that can
Of course.
cause anxiety. You're coming on set and you need to perform. So no
Of
matter
course.
what, you need to do your job. So yeah, you take the means necessary. Um, but sometimes also it's just the person they put you with is not somebody that
You're into.
you're into, but you
That's
still have to do the job,
you still have to
and
do the job, of course.
it's an acting job at the end of the day. So
It is an acting job
yeah.
because you're there to do a job. So of course, the guys have anxiety performance
Mhm.
as during sex. Of course, we could be with any partner for
Yeah,
sure. And when it's like
and
on a set, of course,
something to note, it's not like lovely dewy sex, with comfortable position in the bedroom. It's
acrobatic sometimes.
yeah, it's position that are made to look good on camera. So for the models, it's not comfortable to do that. Uh, so that's why, like, usually the guys, we all take something to help, because
Of course.
like doing all of this for a while, it's It's a lot, like an hour of doing all those tough positions and all those it's quite something.
What about like during the scenes? I guess it's pleasurable for both, but that like I guess must be some chemistry like with the partner, right? Like to be in a way it's something that it's intimate and like it is like how many, let's say on the set, how many people are filming, how many are on the set watching you? How many, like 5, 10? Like how many people
No,
usually?
no, less than
No?
that. It's usually behind the camera when we shoot the sex. There's two people,
Oh, really?
maybe three max.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, well that's good.
yeah.
So,
It's usually the director, which is Lily, my girlfriend,
of course.
and the one cameraman, which is usually me when I'm not in front of the camera doing the scene. So when we are shooting other guys for Pegas, I'm the cameraman.
The cameraman, of course.
And when they ask for a scene with me, well, we have another one of our friends which we who fills in for me as a
Of course.
cameraman. So
Of course. There's this sociologist, he said that usually the guys when during teenagers they start watching porn at 14, so we know that it does take 18-year-olds. It has, you have to be 18 to watch these kind of videos, but the parent control is like it's not there sometimes. So I guess what I wanted to know is that it is a difficult industry to get into, and what about if somebody want to leave to leave that industry, that would how would that the person just has stopped making the movies, right? But it does follow the person, like the movies will always be there, you can't take them out, right?
mm,
That's it,
once it's there, it's there.
it's there because
It's it's something I'm that's something that everybody should know. Every people, you put something on the internet, it's there.
of course
Good
it
or
is.
bad, it's there. Um, as long as somebody noticed it, it's assume there's gonna be copies of it. Uh, so, and that applies not just for porn, but everything. People say stupid shit on Twitter
Of course, or
or
Facebook,
on Facebook.
of
They
course,
don't think about it, but
they can
it's
destroy a
there.
person's life.
Somebody's gonna screenshot it and keep it.
I know it's
Even if
very
you delete the
difficult.
post after, assume it's there. So
If
think about it twice before you post.
Yeah, and sometimes students they talk about their teacher, and like in a negative, really bad way, and it stays. What I
Mhm.
wanted, because what I want, I asked you about that, and we talked about it. There was secretary in Quebec, in the province of Quebec, Samantha Ardant. Her movies are wonderful. She did many movies with Pegasus Production. She also was production. She had her own production adult movies, and she was a secretary. And she did porn before she was a secretary. She was a secretary in high school.
Mhm.
And there's a kid, like a teenager. He was maybe 12 or 13 or 14, and he found her movies, one of her movies, on the net. And then what happened was they let her go, but she did get some some money to, probably, like she
Yeah,
did negotiate.
she won in court because
She did go to court, right?
they wrongfully terminated her
Of
because
course.
it's not a
It's
good
not a
motive
reason.
to fire somebody.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You talk
it's
to her? You know her
no, I
personally?
never talked with her.
Okay.
She's been out of the industry for a long
For
time,
many
so
years now.
yeah,
Yeah, she did. Yeah, because
yeah.
she did her one of her movies with her ex-boyfriend. She did the Ardente à la plage. Like she did Ardente, that's her name. Samantha Ardente. She was like in the, in the sea. So that's it. So you guys live in Montreal, right?
Yes, we're near Montreal.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's like, and what are your projects, like your future projects? What would you do in the next 3 years? I guess you would continue, right?
Yeah, we're gonna continue. See where things are going. Honestly, I don't have like a, a huge roadmap of like really ambitious. That's it. We're just gonna look at where this takes us, basically. We're
Yeah,
still it's still pretty recent that we're started the subcontracted job, so um we just started to get our footing, like I mean a few months ago. So like so I mean we're gonna see where it takes us.
one day at a time, right? You don't
Yeah,
have to-
yeah, yeah. We'll see. But it
So,
makes a bit of money on the side to,
of
make
course,
some travel and make some nice things, So
of course. But let's say you guys walk in downtown of Montreal. Do people recognize you? Are you still there? Are
no,
you not
no,
there yet?
no. Well, I'm looking too much of an everyday normal guy, so I think I'm people won't recognize me.
They don't recognize you because I remember when I was there, I went to the Le Monde de Tangerine as just uh, just to watch her show, her podcast. She's amazing. I really like her, Tangerine Dream. And I remember that Jesse Jones was there with his new girlfriend, Cindy Boivin, and they said like sometimes when they go to the restaurants, they can't even eat at the restaurant. Like people are hassling them. You know what I mean? Like really, it's difficult sometimes. Like to be a public personality figure, like
Well,
sometimes,
I'd say some things though. I'm really honest.
yes,
But there's some people maybe in the industry they like to sugarcoat it a bit more
I
than it
guess so.
is.
I don't know. I have to
So
put that
I'm really down to earth. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but it's not because like I envy or anything, but always take what people say in, especially like people I don't really know close in the industry. I
Of
take it
course,
with a grain of salt because it's not just the porn, but it's these days it's mixed with the influencer stuff, social media and all that, and to get views, doing something more grandiose than it is. It's part of the game. It's
of
part of the
course,
game. So sometimes you need to take it with a grain of salt and think about it like,
of course.
uh,
And you have to be down to earth and stay down to earth for sure.
yeah,
Of course, one day at a time also. So which social media are you on? On Facebook? I wrote to you on Facebook. I found your profile. So I wrote to you on Facebook. Thank you so much to have accepted to
yeah.
be
Funny enough, it's the one that I look at the less.
the less, of course.
Yeah, it's actually it's my girlfriend that managed my Facebook page. I'm not
Thank
really
you.
a
Thank her
Facebook
for me.
person.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Your Instagram too?
Yeah, I have an Instagram.
Okay.
Um, Usually my Instagram is more like we use more Instagram to chat with other models in the industry. That's more like our our place where we do our work because you cannot promote much on Instagram now. It's too strict. I have
Yes, because
a
it's true on Instagram. I put videos on it for the Testimonies of Life podcast radio show, and they blocked me twice on Instagram. So that's
yeah.
over.
These
Yeah.
days it's Instagram is more used for models to know each other and okay, I know you want to do a collab or you want to work with us or everything. It's more used for this these days than to, you know, get get people to get on our OF or everything. It's I have a X account.
Okay. So
I
Instagram
also
under Dave March on
yeah.
Instagram, right? Okay. And X is
Dave
Twitter.
March, was it Dave March or Dave March X? I always
Take your
forget.
time. Take your time. It's fine.
Dave March X.
Okay, Dave March X on
X.
Instagram.
Yeah, on
Okay.
Instagram. And
And then X is Twitter, was Twitter, now it's X.
yeah, on Twitter it's Dave March XXX.
X, 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 that's good.
Yeah, yeah. And
Wonderful.
actually, Twitter is more like it's there's a censorship, so
On
there's
Twitter, there's
explicit
censorship?
there's explicit stuff right there.
You can't put it on Twitter?
Yeah,
Really? Oh
yeah,
my God, I didn't know that.
yeah. The only thing Twitter will do is hide you from searches, but that's it. If you know the handle of somebody that posts explicit stuff, you can access it, subscribe, and they're gonna appear in your feed. So
Of course.
yeah. And
Yeah.
also now I started also Reddit.
Yes, how
Um,
is Reddit? Because my one of a person that I know, she follows Reddit. So you're on Reddit?
I started Reddit,
You have
but
your
it's more
account.
yeah, I have my account. I started posting some of my stuff there just to get some
Really?
you know get
Feedback.
get seen.
Yeah,
So
get
people
seen. What's wonderful.
yeah. So I that's Reddit. I'm more like it's more like to get new customers, new fans.
Of
Twitter
course.
also. Twitter and Reddit are more like okay, I advertise my content there to get people to come and see it.
Of course. So what is your account on Reddit?
Ah, it's Dave March, I think
Take your
again.
time. Reddit, Reddit. So
Yeah.
I know a girl, she's on Reddit, and she used to send me what they used to. It's like people conversating, like having conversation. It could be about anything, any topic, also. Social topics and stuff, like what's on the
Yeah,
news and
but
everything.
there's a lot of porn on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah,
I
there's many communities centered around that, and
so we can
they
find you
are
on Reddit.
usually separated by niche. So that's why it's really great to put myself out there.
You can put
It's,
videos and pictures also?
it's really short videos and pictures, yeah.
Oh my God. So what's your account?
Um, Hang on a minute.
Okay,
I
take your
have to
time.
open it.
It's fine. Take your time. We have all the time. So
Dave underscore March.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And that exists since when? It's been many years, right? For Reddit, it's like people are on it. Like a lot of people are on
A
it.
lot
It's
of
good
people are there, but it's always centered around communities. So I post in some communities, um, and yeah, it's that's how it is.
because it is your generation. Because you're I'm X or you're Y, the generation Y, and generation Y was more on Facebook and Twitter and Facebook since 2004.
I've
YouTube.
seen MySpace at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I the My first social media was MySpace. Didn't last long, but yeah, that's these days. Then I saw Facebook coming in. Never loved Facebook. I always had a little aversion for it, and
Really?
still has
Why?
today. It's clunky. It's really clunky. The interface and everything. It's like I don't know. The ex it's always frustrating. It's like when I use it.
Yeah,
Instagram is more like is more it's more easy to use. Twitter also, it's really straightforward.
of
Facebook is
course.
always like, why did they make this so complicated?
So let's say somebody like is an actor or an actress that wants to be an actor or an actress. Would they communicate with you in order to be in your production company? Which channel do they have to write to you through?
Write to me on Instagram. That's usually where the business conversation happens. On Instagram, either my Instagram or my prod company Instagram too, uh, or even my girlfriend, anybody, we can write to us on Instagram.
And then
That's
they would have to have the audition, right?
yeah.
You
Well,
have to,
if guys want to try their hand though as being model, well, they can just go on Pegas, their production's website. There's a link somewhere to apply as a model, and if they just fill the form, and we get we get your profile, and if the if the boss looks at it and says, well, seems interesting enough, try this one out. We'll have a little follow-up interview and schedule a shoot maybe later.
And the girls, it's the same thing?
Same thing.
Okay,
Same
same
thing.
thing. Okay. But
Oh,
there's an audition, right? They have to like you have to see if they could act. You know what? Isn't there an audition or you look at the
no,
prof? No?
we just do a little video interview like this, like on
Really?
the yeah. We ask them some questions about, you know, what's their experience and what kind of acts they want or don't want to do.
Of
But
course.
also we need some, information their their birthday date and
Of course.
are they bilingual or any food allergies or all that stuff. All that pre-production stuff you need to know about a talent before
Of
giving them
course.
so we basically have this little video interview with new talents that apply on the site.
Of course.
um, and yeah, but also this video interview is crucial because it also show it also filters out some people that are not really serious,
Yeah, of course, because
because
it is a job.
we receive many sheets, uh, and there's there's many of them that we ask come for the interview and they don't.
Of
They
course, yeah,
apply
people don't
but
show up.
they applied but they never answered back, or they answer back, they book their interview but they don't come to it.
They
So,
don't show up for the interview.
but I prefer they don't show up to the interview than not showing up at the actual film, like the
Yeah,
actual
but if
set.
they sign the contract and they don't show up for the film, what happens?
There's no contract signed before. They sign it
Okay.
once they get on set.
Okay, that was the get on set. Of course, they have to
Yeah.
say, of course.
So if somebody no shows, I have no recourse. I have nothing.
Of course. Because I remember many years ago, it's still on Google. There was a woman, she was 18 and she did a scene for Pegasus Production and she asked them to take it out and they said, no, of course you can't. It's like you signed the contract. So yeah, as you said, you have to think about it 3 times before doing it because once it's like when you publish a book. When you release, it belongs to the publishing company after. It's the same
Mhm.
thing, a production company for sure.
Yes. For
Yeah,
some that comes from traditional cinema and television, it's a bit hard to grasp because it's working quite different because you don't sign like wholesale your whole image in perpetuity for the project. It's kind of like there's limits to it and everything.
of course.
But that that shows that it's two different industries that are not related to each other. Uh, so that's why.
Of course. There are a lot of women, some women that are against porn that don't they think that it's like the woman is seen as a sex object. But I think there's positive and negative. So what would you say to the people that say that the woman is like treated like badly in the movies, like the porn movies, the porn industry, and she's seen as a sex object for the men to be satisfied, she has to satisfy the men and stuff like with the sex act and stuff. What would you say to these people if they're like skeptic about it and they don't think it's the right thing for a woman to be in the porn movies?
It's well, first I think it's just generalizing when it's being said like that.
Of course it
Yes,
is.
maybe some sites or some companies out there, they put content out there that's really centered, or really putting like, yeah, maybe more like a guy's point of view on the women.
Yeah, of course.
Uh, but for us, for what we do with Pegasus, usually we try to twist this. Usually the twist is usually the girl is the person who's initiating things with the guy. So
Of course. Yeah,
that's
it's true.
that's the usual way we're doing it, and you know now also we're treating our all our models very well, with well the respect, and we are basically the team is me and my girlfriend, and my girlfriend is she's the director, so she knows how, and we're both actors too, so we know how we want to be treated. We know
Of
how.
course. Of course. I
so
understand.
so we don't shoot degrading stuff or
Of course. It's true.
extreme stuff.
No,
It's always kind of in a playful way.
of
That's a
course.
vibe we kind of
And there's a
go.
scenario too.
Yeah, there's a
Of
scenario.
course. It's fantasy also. There's a fantasy component to it also,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
But it's not like I've seen I've seen porn on other websites that are really, really degrading for the
Of
women
course. Some of
to
them
do,
are.
or to,
It's
yeah.
true.
But that's not our thing. No.
So
So
you and Lily Coccinelle, Dave March, you and Lily Coccinelle, did you guys do a movie together for Pegasus Production? Because I didn't see it yet on the web. You
uh
guys do a movie together?
we never that's something weird. There are there's a scene of me and Anneli that came out on Pegasus Productions,
Really?
but it's not a scene um that was for Pegasus Production initially. It's just a little piece of content that me and Lily did together at some point, and we just sold them the license basically.
Okay.
But it's all there. It's all there.
It's all there, so you people have to go.
If you
There's
have a
not,
s- you have a subscription to Pegasus,
of course,
you
yeah,
can
there's
watch it.
subscription to Pegasus
It's a
Production.
nice
There's,
scene. So it's an amateur-ish scene, but it's on a cruise ship, so it's special.
did you like having the movie with Lily or with your ex at the time, Alexa? Is it it's a did you like that to like to be like to have that scene with a partner that is in your the in real life? How did you find out?
Yeah, it's quite nice to do that.
Yeah, because you
Uh,
guys know each other, of course.
yeah. And it happened for other companies other than Pegasus that yeah they asked for a scene with me and my current girlfriend.
Of course.
So like, but yeah, it's but at the end of the day, once I'm in my work mindset, I'm Dave Margiak, the porn actor. I'm doing my thing, you know.
Of course.
It's like I'm in I'm in my role.
Of course. So, what can we wish for you in the future? What would you
Wish for me in the future?
Yes.
Stuff to say. I don't know.
Good question, though.
Pretty happy where I am currently. I'm gonna say.
Wonderful. It's good to be happy. Do what you love. You know, and it has to be a passion. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it has to be that. And like, and like yeah, I hope people are gonna watch this podcast, this radio show with you, Dave March. I mean, like, I know that they did that also at CJAD 800 with some porn stars also at the time. So I listened to that at the time. There was also movies about it. So it's been actually life is a journey. So it brings you where it does bring you, and like you take it one step at a time, and you have to live life to the fullest. You know what I mean? So you have to be like it shouldn't stop anybody from doing something that they love, that they would want to try and to see how it goes, because you never know where life leads you.
Hmm.
It's true.
Yeah, yeah. Things
Yeah.
sometimes they move really fast too. So,
You
especially
don't
in
regret
this.
any of it, right? You have no
Hmm?
regrets? I
No,
hope not.
no regrets at all. I mean, I made a lot of friends on my path, and I'm quite happy with the ones I made. Uh,
Of course.
so.
Of course. It's and you have to be surrounded by people that love you, that care about you, that encourage you, that that would want you to be happy. That's all that matters, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, life is a journey. So thank you so much to have been a guest on this radio show podcast, Testimonies of Life. I contacted many, some, not many, a few, and you're the one who accepted. I am really grateful. It's been really a nice interview. We did it in French, témoignage de vie. So I wanted to do it in English. I said, we'll put it on YouTube and we'll see how it goes also on Facebook. So and you are really perfectly bilingual. So it was wonderful talking to you. It's been wonderful. And it's gonna be on Radio Wefre also. So because Radio Wefre is in French and in English, radiowefre.com. So and we there's like two songs that I'll put inside there for Radio Betre. So Testimonies of Life, this is the first actually English version of it because there's going to be like 110 episodes in French. And out of the 110 or 111, you're one of them that, as a guest, that you did it in French. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening to us, for watching us on YouTube, Facebook. You can contact Dave March. Thank you so much to have been a guest today on that radio show for my radio show podcast. I never thought I would be a radio show either host. You know what I mean? It brings that's like I was a teacher. I love teaching, but at the end it was difficult with the students. You know what I mean? Like I it stuff happens, and
It's
you
tough. It's tough.
it's tough, and you
I
have to.
have some friends that were in the profession and they left.
They left,
They
right?
they left the professions. It was too much. Too
Were they in
it's
high school or elementary school?
high
Which
school.
high school? Yeah, they do
High
a lot of
school.
burnouts.
They burned out completely and they left.
Of course.
Uh, they changed career completely.
Because I remember when I was like in the Congress for psychology teachers in French, l'Association des professeurs de psychologie du réseau collégial du Québec, and there was one of the teachers. She was teaching psychology of sexuality because I taught all the psychology courses. I taught communication, introduction to psychology, initiation to psychology, developmental psychology, mental health psychology, social psychology, and psychology of sexuality. And she said that there was a woman, there was actually a student. She put out her hand and she said, when I watch porn with my boyfriend, I understood why he would want actually to ejaculate on my face. And then when she was like, the teacher goes, "Oh my God, this is where we're at." And there's another teacher. This
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's a bit of the bad thing is that it normalized this kind of stuff.
Of course it does. It
Uh,
normalizes it for
there's
sure.
some sex acts, it's like it's not because you see a blowjob in each video that your girlfriend should is willing to do it for you, and you, it's like,
It's of
but
course
it's
because
at the
that's
end
what.
of the day, it's there, it's to entice, and it's that it's sexy to watch for you,
Of
but
course, it
it's
is the
not the
fantasy, the imaginary. Of course,
exactly, it's not
as
the
per the very.
reality. It's not the
Of course,
reality.
the,
And especially me as a porn actor, I see it like when I do my stuff with my girlfriend, like that sex is completely different from what we do at work.
oh, it is
It's
okay. It's different.
yeah, it's
Private
two
life
different
and professional life,
yeah,
of
it's two
course.
different things. It's like
Of course. Of course, because the student in that psychology of sexuality at the CGEP, not in Montreal, but further than that, man, she was talking about the facial ejaculation. She said when she saw that in the movie, she understood why her boyfriend wanted to ejaculate on her face. And then that teacher, she said, she was like, she was like a baby boomer, and she was like really surprised. And there was another psychology teacher. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing, but Isn't that funny? There's a girl, put up her hand in her classroom and she says, do you, she said that she asked that to the psychology teacher. I mean, that's really private. She said, did you feel when he ejaculate in you? I'm like, and she said that in front of 30 students. So their generation is like, your friend. She could do you feel when the man ejaculates in you? And she asked that to her psychology teacher. The generation has changed. The generation C
Yeah.
connection,
But
communication, because the baby boomer generation X or in your generation Y, it's different generations also.
it's people that got brought up with the internet in their hands, basically. There's good things and bad things. I
Of
mean,
course.
uh, personally, I think we are reaching a point where, regarding uh, kids and regarding minor people on the internet, it becomes a problem because my generation, the parents were looking at what we were doing. The
Of
computer
course.
was in the living room, and it was the only point of access to internet. So I mean, if we wanted to look at something we're not supposed to, we had to like sneak on the computer when nobody was looking, which was pretty hard to do, let's say. And even then, like you would leave traces and your parent would find out and you get scolded. Okay? Now with the smartphones and the iPads and all that stuff, every kid has one in their hands and they have unlimited access to everything.
Yeah.
Uh, they even have social media and all that. I I might be a bit old on my mind for that, but I'm gonna say it. Kids don't belong on the internet. Kids, they should not be on the internet. They should be outside playing ball
Of
or playing
course.
with a stick or I don't know, touching grass. They don't belong inside and like on their tablet and on the internet. That's not where they should be. Uh, Apart from some curated places that I I think Netflix they have a for kids first version and everything.
Of course.
Apart for those spaces that are good for kids and safe, they should not have access to internet like before certain age at all. I don't see why they have like especially an access that is not checked.
Yeah, because they
Uh,
have their iPad and like at 10 years old or 12 years old, they're already on the net and everything.
or even before.
Even before at 8 years old, even eight
I
years old, they're
saw some parents they just their kids always have their iPad because I don't know if they're just bad at parenting and they just don't know how to do it. So once the kid is just making noises, give their iPad to so they shut up. But the problem is that they become addicted to that thing. So once you try to remove it, it no, it doesn't work. They don't want to let it go.
yeah. And some psychologists and sociologists and sexologists also talk about hypersexualization of teenagers, like 12-year-old girls. I remember this sexologist, she gave a conference and she says, "Oh my God, the 12-year-old, poor her, little girl, she's giving blowjobs instead of playing with Barbie." Because it is true. It's like some of them, like at the young age, less than 15, it's like they're active, and that's a whole different. That's another. That's another. It
Kids
is,
don't belong to in the internet, especially not on the those sites. No,
of
they
course,
and I understand why there's some places in the world that they want to put more control around like access to porn sites, which I completely understand. But um, at the end of the day, it's a bit sad because it comes back to bad parenting, basically. Parents not doing their job properly. It's like you have a kid, raise it properly. Like
of course, because it's our next generation. At that time, you had to go to the video club to take an adult movie out and to rent it. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. You have to get your ID. Now, now everything is on the web. Everything is out there, and like everything is
yeah,
fast.
but it's not just porn in the web.
Yeah, bless you.
There's many like things that are even more disturbing than that. Like Like anybody can go on 4chan. There's no like there's no control over that. They don't ask you for an ID or are you 18 plus? No. You
Of
can go
course.
there. Oh, you got way more fucked up shit in there.
Of course.
You can find yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's like and kids can go there. It's like if the parent doesn't do their due diligence and do parenting properly and limit their kids' internet access, they can see many stuff. And so it's not just a a problem with porn and the hypersexuality, but there's also other behaviors like that are really bad uh, to have at a young age that are starting appearing just because they seen it on TikTok.
Of course.
They
Of
because
course.
like
Ah,
and this is more and more frequent now.
yeah, it's true. Like the TikTok movement and everything, like everything is like, uh, it's true. So it has. They didn't think internet and Facebook, they it would go that far. You know what I mean? That's what they said. The woman she was gave a conference, Francine Duquet, and she teaches at university at the Department of Sexology at Université du Québec à Montréal, University of Quebec in Montreal, and she said they didn't think that internet would go that far because that it would reach that limit because you can't control what's on the web anymore. Once it's out there, it's there. You
Hmm.
can take it out, like the pages and stuff. So you have to use your own judgment and to know what is good, what does feel good, and to be and the parents, of course, they have to educate the kids, of course. It does come from that. It's true.
Yeah, and I think we're becoming to a point where we're starting to see the not just for the kids, but even for adults, the bad effects of being on social media and on the internet for too much time. It affects our brains and our well, it's in our mechanisms of rewards, our reward system and everything. Uh, so yeah, starting slowly but surely, like identifying that okay, yeah, there's a kind of a addiction problem coming up, or it's there, but yeah, for some it's I think internet addiction is is just going up as time goes by. Like
Yeah.
back when I was like a young adult, you'd hear internet addiction, like, and we said you laugh it off. It's like who's addicted to internet? What a joke! It's- they tell that to some people that were playing too much Xbox. Like, okay, that
Yes.
internet
And
addiction,
and
big
there's
deal.
some people that are addicted to porn too.
Yeah, yeah,
There
that
are some people. It's true.
yeah.
It's true.
It could become an addiction
It could
when
become addiction.
the and actually when it becomes that you're avoiding your social life and
Of
avoiding
course.
work just
Of
to
course.
consume, that's an addiction.
Of
You need
course.
to stop.
Of course, because watching porn should be like fantasy. It should be like like ludic, like you know what I mean, like as if imaginary. So it should not, you like come between everyday's chores, everyday's life, the interpersonal relationship and stuff. Of
Hmm.
course.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it can if you're addicted to your reward system is all fucked up. So,
of course.
but
Of course,
it's
because there's really dopamine, the neurotransmitter in the dopamine in the brain that it secretes the dopamine when there's a pleasant activity, such
Mhm.
as watching porn, having sex, and everything,
Mhm.
even doing sports and stuff. Yeah,
But but it's not just all about the dopamine also.
of
I think
course.
for guys, because I I kind of had a period when I think I was addicted.
Okay.
Um, and it's also because you're too mm, you're you're too used to the process, process of you're sitting in your chair, you're just putting a movie and you jerk off, you
Of
know.
course.
But at some point, after doing that on and on and on and on, and too many times, and many times a day,
Of
okay, now
course.
it becomes a problem that okay, but now you just your body's just craving that feeling. So whenever you do it with a partner, your body's like, what the hell is that?
Of course. It feels
and
different.
and it doesn't find that satisfying because you're kind of just used to do it yourself, and
Of course.
so that's why you crave less the interaction with the others.
Of course.
It's it's kind of a balance. It's a balancing act. It's good on every
Of
now and
course.
then, but you need to set limits. You need to
Of
set
course.
limits.
You have limits and you have to know yourself and to
Yeah,
know where is the limit for yourself and where you want to go. Yeah.
exactly,
And each person is
exactly.
different, of course. Of
But once
course.
you see that you're starting to have some weird behaviors around that, it's time to cut back.
Of course. And come back to the real world. Like to be with
It's
interpersonal
everything. It's
relationships.
like smoking. It's like the alcohol. It's
Of course. Thank you so much to have been a guest today on the podcast radio show Testimonies of Life, the radio show Testimonies of Life. I am your radio show, your podcaster, talk show host, Alex Sarraf. It has been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Dave March, as an actor, porn actor, as a producer, as a wonderful human being, as a guy, a wonderful guy, to have been on that podcast. It was, I think it's good to talk about stuff that sometimes people don't want to talk about, and it's good to talk about this stuff and to let people know that it's every person's different, and you have to do what is good, what feels good for you. Wonderful.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.